continue. Private member statements. I call the member for Balmain.
Thank you, Madam Temporary Speaker. I rise today to speak on an important issue both in my electorate and across New South Wales. There currently exists no legislated definition of free-range egg production systems in New South Wales. Standards vary drastically, and it's difficult for consumers to know what standard they are buying when they purchase free range. This is not good for consumers, it's not good for free-range farmers, nor is it good for animal welfare. This is increasingly important as the demand for free-range eggs grows. In 2010-2011, free-range eggs made up 28.4% of the national market in volume and 40.7% in value. Last year, the free-range egg industry generated nearly $200 million in retail sales. The main industry body is the Australian Egg Corporation Limited, and they represent a significant number of egg producers. Yet our concern is the board is stacked with representatives from the large industrial producers, Pace, Sunny Queen and Farm Pride, who have a commercial interest in intensive farm operations and are using the term free range as nothing more than a marketing tool. I've been contacted by a number of my constituents who are appalled that the Egg Corporation plans to allow free-range eggs to be produced by hens living with 2 birds per square metre. The Australian Egg Corporation is seeking a model code of practice which will allow for 20,000 laying hens per hectare. Increasing free-range stocking densities from 1,500 to 20,000 birds per hectare is completely stripping the term free-range of any meaning. I note in South Australia, the Liberals, in the form of Michael Pengilly, in the lower house have introduced a bill to allow for stocking levels at only 1,500 chickens per square metre, and in the upper house, the Greens are moving a similar bill. In pushing for these increases, the Egg Corporation is turning its back on consumers and free-range farmers in favour of boosting profits for large-scale producers. Cramming 20,000 birds into 1 hectare is not free-range. Ethical consumers who choose free-range are shocked to learn that the term can be used to describe these eggs produced in these conditions. Self-regulation of free-range eggs has failed, and we need a legislative definition that protects the rights of consumers and genuine free-range farmers. In the upper house, we Greens introduced a bill to address these issues, the Truth in Labelling Free-Range Eggs Bill, which passed the upper house, and I've introduced it into this place. The bill aims to end the large-scale deception of ethical consumers who choose to buy free range with the understanding that it means their hens have been treated humanely. The bill asserts the rights of consumers to say that they do not want to be part of the caged bird industry and that intense producers do not have the right to mislead consumers or unfairly compete with genuine free-range producers. Importantly, the bill protects genuine free-range producers, allowing them to market their products without the unfair competition that we're seeing currently from producers who misleadingly label their products as free range while producing them more cheaply due to highly intensive production and lower animal welfare standards. The bill will encourage the growth of a genuine free-range industry that will meet the expectation of consumers while protecting producers. The proposed legislation will achieve these objectives by creating a legislative definition of free-range egg production systems that facilitates the natural behaviour patterns of hens. This includes the number of hens allowed to be kept in a certain area, surgical procedures and housing conditions. Secondly, the legislation will enforce labelling requirements for free-range barn-laid cage eggs. The bill stipulates that to fall within the definition of free-range producers, they must ensure that their laying fowl meet certain requirements relating to access to range area, density of hens per hectare, available shade, shelter and vegetation in the range of area, stocking density with a shed, exposure to natural sunlight and or artificial light, and the availability of natural food in the treatment of hens. A genuine free-range industry can only be achieved with a legislative regime. I will host a public meeting on this issue on Monday the 7th of May at Leichhardt Town Hall. I'll be joined by Lee McCosker of Humane Choice, my Greens colleague Dr John Kay, and Jodie Stewart, a local retailer and president of the Balmain Rosehill Chamber of Commerce. I recognise and thank Dr John Kay in the Upper House, Animals Australia, Animal Liberation, the Humane Society International and Choice for defending consumers and supporting the efforts around this campaign for truth in labelling. Madam Temporary Speaker, this goes to the heart of what we all face when we go to the supermarket. We look at the range of eggs and many of us want to choose free-range eggs. We want to make that decision, but consumers are being misled. 20,000 hens per hectare is not free range. That's what the Liberals say in South Australia. That's what coalition parties say around this country. That's what the Greens have been saying. That's what Choice have been saying. That's what animal welfare organisations have been saying. And I encourage, when this bill comes to this House, that the government support that. I look forward to working with the government and the minister involved to make sure that we can see that this critical measure for achieving humane and effective free-range egg industry that protects consumers and genuine producers is passed into law in this state. Thank you very much.